Both teams are extremely confident, extremely ready to go. Let's start with the Timberwolves. What did you get out of the Bear the Beast interview?
Oh man, he is ready, and he is still mad about people who passed on him in the draft. I think that's going to give him the extra edge. But Feast is ready to play his old team as well. They're excited, they're hungry, they're ready to go.
And of course, we caught up with Radiant and the 76ers GC have been absolutely consistent, the most winningest team in both years in NBA 2K history. You've been covering all the action. What can we expect to see in this matchup?
Well, like you said, the most consistent team throughout.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
I miss you too,
and I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And tonight, we get to see one of the faces of the NBA, Blake Griffin. He's battled a number of injuries, but Kenny, he's still one of the league's better power forwards.
He gives you a lot of things, Ernie, and I really believe if he didn't get injured early on, he would have been higher in the MVP voting last year. Terrific passer, tries to improve his range every season, now shooting threes.
Kenny, what are you talking about? Everybody gets injured. Let's just talk about how he adds a physical presence. You know, it's too bad him and Chris Paul could never reach the finals together.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that.
Me either.
You don't want to argue.
That does it for us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Knock you out.
Mama said.
This is the absolute worst day in the history of the New York Knicks have lost New York to the Brooklyn Nets. They are no longer the team.
It ain't really no sense of crying about nothing.
Guys like KD want to amplify their brands.
Where
can you do that? You can do it in California or New York better than anywhere else.
200. Handle your business.
The business gotta get handled.
Get it done.
You gotta do it.
200.
Gang.
See, I know how they work, they won't play me. I'ma give them this work, they gon' pay me. Can't stop and think back where I came from. But if I can rewind, I won't change nothing. I been feeling like they got me fucked up. I ain't tripping, I wish them the best luck. I can't hate on no nigga, nah, they ain't me. I'm rich out to the bullshit, can't see. Put myself in that mode, streets turn me cold. I'm working hard, Lord knows. And I see y'all of them hate. Them nigga fake, they can't keep up with the pace. I done got stuck in my ways, I'm sharp as a blade. Work me a bitch like a slave. I got more heat than the oven, I'm not your cousin. I'm not be cool all of a sudden. These niggas act like these hoes, hitting the stoves. They put them hoes in their mode. Now all these hoes think they fine, losing their mind. Maybe I hate wasting time. Pick yourself, that ain't true. Just tell the truth. They can't see me in that booth. These niggas really can't rap. I'm being honest. I'm finna blow up, I promise. Put that work in for real. Keep it concealed. Whatever I do, they gon' steal. They still do it, they bite it. No, they don't like it. They like it. Freestyle, know I write it. I like to stay to myself. That's how I be. Nah, it ain't true, babe, it's me. You know that I'm antisocial. Show you I'm a culture. I'm going up roller coaster. They like to eat all this swag. I'm making bad. I see I'm making them mad. Y'all niggas act like my kids. Get out my dick. Stop doing shit I done did. I see them setting them trends. Trying to meet ends. Don't got no room for no friends. I'm trying to run on my money. I started with nothing. Promise to keep it 100. You can't hurt me if I ain't expect none. Oh, you feeling like Nike? Come check some. Got this bitch on my hip. I'm a wet son. You ain't fucking with me on your best one. I ain't fucking with me on the worst one. I did better than them on my first one. Had to work for whatever I got. It's gonna show if you working or not. 200.
Yeah, you know it's gonna show if you working or not. When that time comes, you can't fake it. You know.
200.
Working for real.
200.
200.
200.
200.
200.
200.
200.
Media ain't trying to do a damn thing, Kevin Durant. You did it. When you left, and you didn't even have the decency to see him face to face, man to man, and tell him. Or for that matter, pick up the phone and tell him. You decided that he was gonna find out like everybody else found out with the news. And that's what put Russell Westbrook back. Because it's not like Kevin Durant. It's not the Kevin Durant that we know. It may have been very, very hard for him just to look this guy in the face that he called his little brother all of these years and say, I'm leaving. But the reality is Kevin Durant's actions left Russell Westbrook hanging. I'm not talking about Russell Westbrook playing without him. I'm talking about he left Russell Westbrook hanging in terms of Russell Westbrook answering a bunch of questions as to why Kevin Durant left. For months, people were saying to Russell Westbrook, he left because of you.
Russell Westbrook is running away with the MVP.
Then, beyond that, what did he do last night? He matched Wilt Chamberlain, 31 triple-doubles in season. Looks like he's going to match Oscar Robertson.
Snell fires it to Middleton, 3 to shoot, and Middleton can't finish. Rebound number 10 for Westbrook.
Oh, great defensive possession.
Will he get the assist? He will! Triple-double, number 41 for Russell Westbrook.
The numbers, the fact that anybody today is putting up numbers that can match those two guys, and even other people in that era, is incredible because, as we all know, the numbers they put up in the 60s were superhuman.
Look at time for a catch and shoot, or maybe even a quick bounce and pull-up shot.
Westbrook, Oladipo, single to inbound. Brandon Adams on the floor for the Thunder. Thunder's out of timeouts. Rush, deep shot.
What a perfect ending to a historic day. Westbrook gives the Thunder the victory at the buzzer. I'm speechless.
That is what Kevin Durant did. He did that with no regard for how it would impact Russell Westbrook. We're just lucky that Russell Westbrook has been so professional that he has handled it with very little fanfare in terms of the quote that he's willing to give. Same Kevin Durant that I could sit here and praise till the cows come home left his brother hanging. And you don't do that to your brother.
But it's really funny. It's really funny how a lot of people in this whole KD Russell Westbrook thing have always blamed KD.
When you left.
Well, Kevin Durant is going to sign with the Nets 4 years, $164 million. He will join Kyrie Irving, who is going to commit also tonight. He's essentially committed already. And then DeAndre Jordan will also join this team. Obviously, Durant, it's very likely to sit out the entire season, but 3 full years of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving coming in now, and a remarkable turnaround for this Nets organization. That when Sean Marks and Kenny Atkinson took this Nets organization over just a few years ago, it was a literal NBA wasteland, and it's a testament to, I think, the organization they built. People throw that word culture around a lot, but it was real. And, listen, Kevin Durant initially this year, the Nets weren't really on his radar. They earned their way with both Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. They earned their way to have to be considered. And when you look at the role players there, the pieces around them, the structure in place, it made sense. And so.
Durant in traffic by James. James, who falls down. It's another dunk for KD.
Listen when you talk back. Listen when you talk back.
All night, a quick 6-0 run. Allen got a piece of that one. Almost out of bounds somehow. Durant lets it go. Are you kidding me? No! Kevin Durant. A chance at 4. Yes, clearly.
Hit it to the preset. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music so much.
Incredible opportunity. Durant for 3. It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown. Golden State takes the lead. He hit a 3. Durant hit a 3. Warriors rebound. 114.
What happens is everybody watching those things. So I got to be able to coach you and tell you when you're not getting it done.
Kyrie Irving. Some razzle-dazzle.
Ability to handle the basketball, so skilled. Beautiful move in transition, avoiding Caruso.
Listen when I play this.
This guy.
This is not a play.
These are the moves he made.
We've been on the same shit. I ain't tryna change shit. Got girls that be tryna get famous, but they remain nameless. Shawty got me on a waiting list. Damn right, I'm awaiting this. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When we love and we touch and we kissing and I want you right here. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Music so much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When we love and we touch and we kissing and I want you right here. Music so much. It's music to my ears, baby. It's music to my ears, baby. It's music to my ears, baby. Whoa, yeah. Music.
Harris, ankle breakers. Doncic, the rookie, goes down. Joe Harris.
Oh, welcome to Brooklyn, young fella.
And he's still.
Look, when you're trying to close out to the best three-point shooter in the NBA, you
Hurry. James. Hard drive. Oh, rejected. The pro just got the king.
Big old block by Jared Allen.
All of it. He got all of that ball. There was no dispute right there.
The place is still buzzing as they show a replay of Jared Allen rejecting LeBron James on a dunk attempt.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers, Doris Berg here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. The Detroit Pistons preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle. And it's their first look at this year's Brooklyn team here for their first regular season game. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thanks very much. Andre Drummond is the most prolific rebounder in the league. He said, every time I see a shot go up, it's like a pass to me. Guys focus on points and getting assists. My goal is to go out and get 20 rebounds a night. Kevin?
He definitely is tough to handle in there, David. Thanks so much. Doors for a couple teams that had high hopes coming out of the gate. Frustration starting to build, and you can even sense it with the fans. They're getting a little bit nervous here.
And this is the critical stage where when you've gotten out of the gate slowly, it's your leadership that has to step up. They've got to have a strong voice in the locker room, not overreact to mounting frustrations, and just calm the nerves of the young players. It's important to keep your unity in tough times.
What do the coaches always say? Don't let go of the rope. Everybody's got to pull in the right direction, same direction. Don't let go of the rope.
Great point, Kev.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Brooklyn now, Irving is out there with LeVert, and it's Durant, and it's Allen Williams, and it's Jordan in at the 5 down low. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Here's Drummond. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here's Williams. LeVert. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
And yes, it's good.
And just the sheer power of Griffin, one of the best finishers in the league after contact.
Irving against Griffin. Here's Williams. Rebound collected by Snell. Left side Rose. And Durant sends it back.
But Kevin Durant uses his length so well, and how about the timing to send that rejection back?
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And it's LeVert missing.
I don't know if he's trying to show off for the crowd or what. There's no reason for that kind of shot.
Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Nice D from Williams.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
Irving. The shot, no good. Rose with some nice D. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Okay, Kevin Durant scanning the floor, looking for opportunities. Make your teammates feel good. Nice.
Rose against Irving. Back to Griffin. No one near him. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And it's 6 points for Blake Griffin. Irving kicks to Williams. Nets passing it around. Outside Durant. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
I think your best option defensively is to try to keep the ball out of Durant's hands, because if he's that close, he will convert.
Rose surveying the D. Jacks up a 3. Kennard's shot is off. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Griffin. Good D by Williams.
Yeah, affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
And the shooting percentage Jordan records from here is insane. If you get him the ball in a good spot, he usually finishes.
And DeAndre Jordan, the all-time leader in career field goal percentage, Greg, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the most prolific dunker in the league, maybe in league history.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Morris is checked in for Andre Drummond. ABC comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Jackson in for Kennard.
One shot.
Free throw good, Jordan. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
Now here's Rose. No points in the game yet for him. ABC passes to Rose. 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Detroit, no good that time either. Nets leading by 3. It's Prince on the wing. Back to Harris. Allen kicks to Dinwiddie. Passes it to Prince. To the middle. Here's Dinwiddie, covered by Morris. Fires the 3. Drills it from outside. Dinwiddie's got his first 3 points of the game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Jackson to end the run. And Jordan sends it back.
And really, that's the brilliance of Jordan. Just denying those shots there with tremendous power.
Dinwiddie dishes to Prince. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Pistons trail by 6. Here's Snell. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting free throws.
The first one falls. And so Snell nails both of them.
There's that accurate touch of his at the stripe. He is locked in.
To the inside. Allen, that's good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Jackson with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Morris outside. Here's Rose. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And it's the size and speed of Rose that makes him so tough to defend. He gets that step. He's had no option but to foul.
Pistons have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. The first free throw is good.
Boy, what a roller coaster career it has been for Derrick Rose. One-time league MVP, now just trying to fit in with the rest of his guys. This is not an easy transition.
Makers checked in for the Pistons. And Rose drops them both. 27 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Harris kicks to Allen. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Prince outside, fires the 3. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Prince has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Now Rose. Over Harris. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Nets. They finish off the first quarter on a 15-6 run. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
I think their play calling has been exceptional. They've played with purpose and they've played with aggressiveness.
We've got Derrick Rose. Morris is out there with ABC. Then there's Maker, and it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. You know, Doris, certain guards just have a knack for scoring in the post. When you think of that list, I'm sure there are a couple right at the top that come to mind.
Yeah, well, who don't you want to deal with in the low post out of the guard position? I'll give you one. Dwayne Wade. If he's on the post with a back-down dribble that he can use to his advantage, turn the lights out. Here's another guy, Sean Livingston. Unbelievable length, plays at his own pace. Both guys are nightmares in the post. Good luck checking either one.
Pistons trail by 7. Here's ABC. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Lets it go from 14. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Leave him open from mid-range like that, and there's not much doubt he'll knock it down. Come on, guys, you got to think.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit, but the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
A different look here for Detroit. Andre Drummond's checked in for Maker. Griffin comes in for Morris. And it's Luke Kennard in for Rose. And then for Brooklyn, Alan Williams, he's checked in for Jordan. Kevin Durant comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Harris. Kennard kicks to Griffin. Pass to Kennard. Back to Griffin. Three-pointer. Drills the three-pointer. Griffin's got 9.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Inside, it's tipped. Griffin with the steal. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Good on the bucket. Now just a 2-point Nets lead.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Outside Williams, the dish to Durant. Now here is Irving. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Griffin. Irving can't get it to go.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
Jackson has the open look, and another 3 for Detroit.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Now here's Irving. Allen kicks to Dinwiddie. Right side Durant. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Durant's got his third bucket of the night. Well, you just have to admire the job that this Nets front office has done to improve the roster.
Well, there's no doubt, Kevin, they have taken on bad contracts in an attempt to gather assets. They have found talents like Spencer Dinwiddie who were passed up by other teams. So even though they didn't have a ton to work with, the team has kept pace with their improvement. Boy, nice feed, leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. There's the pass to Drummond.
Oh, wow. Get out of the way.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. So it's Brooklyn now, following the bucket by the Pistons. Irving, he feeds it to Allen. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. Tony Snell's checked in for ABC. LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. And the Nets with possession here. Trailing by 2, hits the three-point bomb.
Boy, Kyrie Irving shoots it with such extraordinary confidence regardless of where he is on the court. This guy is one of the most dynamic scorers in the league.
Here's Kennard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Drummond. Bucket is good. And the Pistons lead by 1.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
It really is, Greg. These squads are evenly matched. They are going at it right now.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Well, and the Brooklyn Nets, to me, seem to have a bright future in front of them. There is a good collection of young players that they can continue to grow with, and finally will own their draft pick for the first time in what feels like forever.
Before the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Nets.
And they're among the top-ranked teams in the conference, in large part because of how well-rounded they are at the offensive end. In terms of their shot distribution, their points are coming from just about everywhere. And that's a key component for any elite offense.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 5. Durant finds Williams. Back to Durant. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Boy, the strength of Kevin Durant is a thing of beauty. How about the ability to stay under control as he gets bodied?
Here's Jackson. 5 points in the game. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Pistons have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And he knocks down the first one.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Thon Maker's checked in for Detroit. Rose comes in for Luke Kennard. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. And so Jackson nails both of them. 54 seconds left in the first half of the game. And then Durant with the dunk.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammate.
Here's Snell. He kicks to Rhodes. 6 to shoot. Back to Snell. Lets it fly from 18. Jackson, that's good. Jackson's got 9. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now here's Irving. He has 5. 12 seconds left now here in the second. Pass to LeVert. From deep. With 1 on the clock and the dunk by Jordan.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Nets out in front, leading by just 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyrie, they got themselves going in the second quarter. How do you get control of the game back?
It starts with not getting the ball out of the net. You know, we got to get stopped, and it starts in that end. That's where it's really going to start for us. And we just got to continue to compete. That's all.
Kyrie, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 1. Kenny?
They were really efficient on offense, shared the basketball well, great shot selection. That accounted for a high field goal percentage in the first half.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
This second half is gut check time for the defense. Allowing over 60% shooting is weak sauce. Weak barbecue sauce, weak Butterfinger sauce, weak sauce, period. The coach needs a light fire under these guys. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it, Ernie.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And welcome back to the Motor City with a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Williams is out there with Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Durant. And it's LeVert in at the 2. Kennard's shot is off.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
Now here's Durant. They get a hand on it. LeVert the pass to Durant. Takes the 3. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. With college basketball expanding the three-point arc out to FIBA range, Doris, does that set the table, you think, for the NBA to move its arc, their three-point shooting line, out as well?
I think one of the things that I would like to see, Kevin, is a more unified game across countries, right? We've talked about the NBA and basketball in particular becoming a more global game. I think one thing that I'd really love to see at the lower levels of basketball in the formative stages is young players have to play with a shot clock. Because what that forces those players to do is be 3-tool players. under duress of a shot clock, you better be able to put the ball on the deck, make a pass, or take a shot. So I think the more we can normalize a set of international rules, the better basketball is going to be long term.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. And here is Irving, following the three-pointer by Blake Griffin. To the paint, here's LeVert. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 3 assists now in this one. Detroit's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Snell, a good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Snell's got the lead up to 2 now for the Pistons. Irving kicks to Williams. To the inside. Rose attacking, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And how about the numbers on Andre Drummond? Coming off a terrific season, averaged about 15 points a game, 16 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
The first free throw is good.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
Markieff Morris is checked in for Detroit. ABC comes in for Tony Snell. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there. And he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
And the Pistons with possession here, following the shot by Kevin Durant. Here's Kennard. They get it back.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Irving against Rose. Prince kicks to Irving. Clock at 6. Durant in the corner. Lets it go from deep. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
Rose against Irving. With some arc. And it's Rose missing.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint. I'll tell you, that's aggressive passing. Threading it down low and setting up the bucket inside. Really nice.
Kennard kicks to Drummond. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Pistons, Thon Maker comes in for Drummond. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rose. And the Nets making a change here as well. Harris is checked in for Durant. ABC passes to Jackson. Here's ABC. Pistons passing it around. Bounce pass from Morris. 6 on the shot clock. Here's ABC, guarded by Harris. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Irving against Jackson. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, you think about the Brooklyn Nets and Kenny Atkinson having a tough task of rebuilding this organization. It is still feeling the effects of the trade that stripped them of so many picks. But give Kenny credit for embracing the challenge and knowing there's a long road ahead.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. And with Atkinson in the nets, he said it feels like the team is a starter.
Right. Atkinson has taken a more hands-on approach with the team. He works out with the group. He does weightlifting with them. He wants to build the idea that the team is striving towards something together.
Here's Kennard. He's still scoreless so far in this one. From 12 feet out. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And the Pistons lead by 1. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Outside Irving. Harris trying to get free. Count the basket. That's 10 points for Kyrie Irving.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Passes it to Morris. It's not going to go for him. Prince with the defensive effort.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Kennard, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
That's his second personal foul.
The Pistons have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. A different look here for Detroit. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. And Tony Snell subbed in for ABC. And then for Brooklyn, Jordan comes in for Allen. And it's LeVert in for Kyrie Irving. And so he hits both. Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 7. Kicks it to Jordan. Here's LeVert. Back to Jordan. And the shot goes in. Jordan's got 7 points.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
And here's Jackson. He's got 9. Pass to Griffin. Back to Jackson with 1 on the clock. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And you can't end the period any better than that.
Boy, you call that a perfect closeout. You love the aggressiveness on the offensive end leading to that final shot.
And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Pistons lead by 1. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why, Greg, great point guard play is so critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Brooklyn trailing. Tony Snell is out there with Griffin. Then there's Maker. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 and the 4 for the Pistons. Now here's Williams. And there's the pass to Dinwiddie. 5 to shoot. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Dinwiddie's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nets. Outside Jackson. They double-team Griffin, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
I think that's a case of nerves right there, guys. That was a pretty bad decision.
Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. Post comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Harris with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Back to Williams. The Nets working the ball around now, and stolen by Drummond. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Here's Jackson with the three. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Dinwiddie. At the elbow, Williams. Pass to Dinwiddie. Clock at 6. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
A nice shot by Griffin.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Now here's Williams. Count it, and the foul. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Durant's checked in. That's good from Williams.
I think one thing Dwayne Casey has learned is it's important to keep your star players fresh by managing minutes in the regular season. That way, you're not worried about fatigue or injury.
Now here's Griffin. Outside Rose. Here's Snell, defended by Durant. And that one's good, Griffin. Griffin's got 4 this quarter. And with Casey, he also keeps his team doors on their toes.
Right, and it goes beyond the ability to stretch deep into your bench, right? You have to mix up your practices. You have to mix up your daily routines. All the little things to keep his players from going through the motions.
Here's Dinwiddie, following the basket by Blake Griffin. The Nets need to get a shot off here. But they recover it. Dinwiddie dishes to Jordan. Durant. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Griffin.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
He hits both from the stripe.
And Griffin has battled knee injuries during his career, but his persistence is incredible. Still a nightly double-double threat.
Timeout called, the Nets. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low, and with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. He told them that they're getting it done in the paint. He said, they can't guard us inside, guys. Keep taking it to them. Pound it down low. Let's see if they keep it up, Kevin.
Durant kicks to Dinwiddie. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Big time calm in the face of a big time moment. Go ahead, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Detroit making a switch here. Kennard's checked in.
One thing you have to love about Spencer Dinwiddie is his confidence. Here's a guy who knows he belongs, and he's proving it with his play night after night.
Now here's Griffin. Snell from outside, and Durant sends it back. Here's Dinwiddie, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Yeah, easy call.
Spencer Dinwiddie. At the line for
2 shots. Last on the first.
And the first one drops. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Well, you knew he was going to come through there. The more that's riding on it, the better he seems to be.
Takes a 3. The shot will not fall, and Brooklyn will come the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Passes it to LeVert. Inside. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Jackson, and it's good. 2 points. Jackson's got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
Are you kidding me? I mean, how could this get any better? That's just a brilliant play defensively at an opportunistic time.
And it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Pass to Durant. The 19-foot shot. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 4 assists now tonight.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot, and when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Here's Griffin, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Right, you love the aggressiveness. This guy is willing to take over at the key opportunities.
And Durant gets it to go.
And this is what makes KD special, the willingness to absorb the responsibility of the big-time shot.
So Dwayne Casey decides to call a timeout. Rose, he's checked in for Detroit. And the Nets also making a change. Irving's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Kennard kicks to Rose. Here's Griffin. Drummond trying to get himself free. Over Jordan, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. 8 points for Andre Drummond.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
No doubt. You love seeing him knock down the clutch basket.
Inside. Money!
Well, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
55 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. The pass to Durant. Rebound by the Pistons. And here we go, the Pistons fast break.
Now, Kevin, we know this about Derrick Rose. He never ducks these moments. He's fearless, this guy.
This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Count it!
And how about the vertical of Jordan? Easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Rose. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 3. There's 21 seconds left in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
Williams finds Irving. Durant. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Big time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a 3-point attempt.
It's Durant on the wing. Releases. That one off the back iron and out. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Free throw.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
Boy, don't you love it. As calm as can be, seals the win with some tremendous work at the free throw line.
From deep. And so it's Detroit with the W. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.